and welcome back to another video. So in this video I really want to mood read. I've been mood reading for the past week, 2 weeks or so, and I just feel like I'm flying through the books. I'm in a really good mood from it and I just want more. You know, I just want more of it. So in about 3 weeks it's my birthday and I filmed a TBR video where I just pretty much chose the books that I would like to get to without having like a whole TBR jar, it's literally just books that I would really want to get into, and I feel like they're gonna help me get through April, because for me April is one of the busiest months. We have 2 birthdays, my little niece and mine. We have Easter, which is always like quite a big event. We always have like a big breakfast. It's super fun, don't get me wrong, but it takes a bit much from my energy. Like, it drains a lot of energy. I don't have a lot of social battery. Anyway, but I made this TBR video and these are the books that I can pick from, and today I finished my book and I was like, I just want to get into another book like right now. I have here the book that I would really like to get into, which is Era of Illusion. Honestly, I haven't seen much yet of this book, but the ones that I did see, they were quite positive. Also, I realized in my TBR video that this is kind of a special edition, so... And I don't read hardcovers with the dust jacket on it, so look at that. Amazing. Welcome to the kingdom of secrecy, betrayal, and no mercy. Undeniable attraction tangles with deadly secrets, and Ivy's fight for freedom soon becomes a battle of survival. Through it all, she must never forget that though she may wear a collar, she's not the badly tamed. She's blessed with the power of illusion, but she's bound as an assassin by a king, and she wants to like not be bound by him, obviously. So she's trying to go and find a necklace that holds the power to pretty much kill the king. But in the meantime, she obviously meets another man called the Reaper, who's also looking for the same weapon. And they're enemies, obviously, because, I mean, they both need that necklace for their own benefits, I'm gonna guess. Sounds pretty good to me. So I got myself a snack, but I am waiting for a text from my sister, who one of her dogs is having some teeth removed, and they have another dog, but they've never really been like without each other, so they just want me to puppy sit for like an hour or something, and then she picks up the other dog and then comes back. So I'm kind of waiting for that, and then at 4 p.m. we have game night with 2 friends. It's just me, my parent, and then those 2 friends. So then I obviously can't read either, so I kind of just want to dive right into this. She just went to pick up the other one, and now I'm just here chilling with him. He's best. Get me to babysit every single time, because not only am I just here in silence gonna read my book, I also got an iced tea from her, which is my favorite drink, and she bought me some regular chips, which are one of my favorites, so I'm one lucky girl. I'm at the 2nd chapter and I feel like we've already met the Reaper. They're already fighting, like knife throwing at each other. Look. So I totally didn't film anymore. I saw my sister's boyfriend or sister's dog when she came home, and I got a little emotional. I felt so bad for that poor dog. But I did read there, and I read about 50 pages. So, wait, was it 50? 45. Well, close. And I suddenly had this thought that I was like, oh my god, if I want to read more than one book this week, I'm gonna have to read at least 100 pages every single day. But as you can tell, I am really tired. Like, really tired. I have this cold inside of my bones right now. I'm freezing. So I think I just need to lay in bed. It's about 1:15 now, and I definitely need to eat some lunch. That's my dog's bathrobe. She's been getting sick quite a lot recently. We think she has just like extreme hay fever because, well, this is what the vet said. And lately it's just been getting a little bit worse. So around 3 p.m. we need to go to the vet to get her some medication. She gets a shot pretty much every 6 to 8 weeks. But yeah, I haven't read today yet because honestly, if you see her, she looks so tiny, so sad. And right now she's in her little bed that I have there. But like her nose is like, I don't know how you say it. But she has like a little wound now on her nose and it just looks so painful. And it's because she keeps like cleaning her face on the carpet, so she's getting like obviously like a rash from that. Oh, you look rough, darling. Oh, look. Are you the cutest? But like, look at her little nose and her eyes. She just looks so sad. Oh, my poor dog. I mean, I do have to say that her tongue is pretty much always sticking out, so that looks normal. But just her eyes are like really sore and her nose. And she just looks so sad. You can just tell that she's not feeling the greatest right now, so going to the vet it is. I think I'm just gonna read downstairs then for a bit. Just until we need to leave. So I just got back from having dinner with my brother and sister. I still have not read today. But now I'm just sitting on the floor with my dog because we've gotten some kind of spray for her paws and a little bit for her nose. And I need to put that spray on every time after we had a walk outside. But obviously I need to make sure that she's now not licking her paw to get that stuff off. I kind of feel like it's even better if I would just bring her with me upstairs because I don't have any carpet upstairs. But anyway, I had a great dinner. Like, I had some food that I've never eaten before, like lobster. I've never eaten crab. They had a really nice prosecco. That was delicious. But a lot of things had eyes on it, which made me a little uncomfortable, not gonna lie. I also really wanted to play with my food. Kind of weird, but okay. I probably do have to say, like, my hands are so sore right now because I had to like open some things with my hands, and I have fibromyalgia and it's mainly in my hands. So at some point I couldn't stretch my fingers anymore, but now I can do that again. So that's good. It was like really like I don't even know how I did that, but these two fingers, no, on this side, these two fingers were like weirdly, yeah, it was a bit harsh on my hands, but it was super delicious and it was really quiet there, which was really nice too. My brother and sister both had the oysters and they said that it was delicious. So now I feel like I'm missing out on something, but I stared at those oysters for too long that it got me uncomfortable. So I was like, you guys can take that. And they both really wanted to try it. They were talking about that
all the time, and I was like, oh yeah, I do kind of want to try it because I do like trying new food. But I looked at it too long and it made me a little queasy or something, I don't know. But definitely worth to do it again. And I mean, it was kind of special because this was the first time with just my brother and sister, which is something that I've been wanting to for quite a while actually. And we just did it for his birthday, so he got a free dinner basically. It was kind of a special night. It was really fun, but I haven't read today yet, so, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to because my head feels like it's exploding. I don't feel like it's a migraine, but I definitely feel like I've had a lot of emotions today that it's kind of becoming a week in my life. But honestly, these are the only 2 days that I really had something to do. And apart from the rest of the week, I don't have anything to do at all. The rest of the week, I definitely am going to read a lot more. Just these 2 days were a little bit cray-cray. And I mean, obviously I'm a little bit worried about this little one. Because I mean, nobody wants to be sick. Well, anyway, we're gonna cuddle a little bit more. She's sitting right here. You can see a little bit of fur here. Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys once I've actually did read something tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I really do want to get into this book because honestly, like, it was pretty good when I read it yesterday. And I think I'm gonna have this little one sleep with me. I may look a little rough, but that's because I am feeling a little rough. So like I said yesterday, that my dog is quite sick. And I let her sleep in my bed tonight because I just felt so bad to know that she would poop in her crate and that she would be dirty and that she would, I wouldn't know how long she laid in there, obviously, because I mean, I don't know if it happened at like 7 a.m. or, well, whatever. But it turned out that she must have been sleeping every night in that poo for like quite a few hours because she woke me up at 1:15 and then she woke me up at 2:45 to go outside. Both time with, we were both running, okay? Let's just say we were both running to some grass. So I'm happy that I just took her with me to bed because she would have been sleeping in her own poo again. Anyway, but I've been sitting here pretty much for like 1.5 hours or something, and I have already been reading. I took the dust jacket off again because it was annoying me. I've been reading this one and I'm already 120 pages in, so that means that I read about 80 pages. I just want to keep reading and reading and I never want to stop. It's such an easy to read book. Like, in the beginning I was a little bit confused, but that's how it always is with fantasy. Like, you always have to, like, you know, you don't get stuck in the book in like the first 2 chapters or something. Like, you definitely need to read like a few chapters. Right now I'm at chapter 12. It's just going really fast. Like, the plot is going pretty fast. You can definitely tell that these two, both main characters find each other quite attractive. So you can definitely tell it's like that, which you could say that that's kind of like an insta love, but like they're not really like doing anything about it. Like, they're just like having this great banter, to be honest. Like, they're just like the whole time saying some rude stuff to each other, and I'm eating it up. Okay, I'm eating it up. It's so good. I love it already. I'll see you when I have more updates or something. I feel like I'm looking a little rough. I have been reading quite a bit, to be honest. I'm at page 330 and I have about 120 pages to read. I'm liking this, don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely liking this. Like, I'm eating this up. Like, it's super fast paced, but I also don't really feel like this is gonna be a story that's gonna be in my mind for a very long time, and that makes me a little bit upset because I am really eating this up, but there's just some things missing.
And I think it's because I love reading about found family trope. You know, like having a group of friends that's like something that you can always come back to. In this story, she's quite lonely. She doesn't really have anyone that she can really talk to, and it makes me feel for her. Like, it makes me so sad. And then the Reaper, which is this guy, from what I've seen, he has 2 people that are close to him. We don't read anything about them. I just met one of them, Griffin. The other one has only been talked about for a very, very short time. And Griffin, I mean, I think he could be nice, but I don't know anything about him. Like, I feel like I'm missing that little part of the story, you know, like his world. And maybe we will be getting that in the second book. That could be nice. Maybe I'm like comparing it a little bit too much with Akatar, now that I'm thinking about it, because Akatar has like this inner circle, right? Akatar, I mean like A Court of Thorns and Roses. I feel like I got really sucked in by the premise of this story because they're gonna search for something, and that searching isn't really happening as much. I feel like it's talked about for sure, but like I feel like they aren't really searching anymore. Like it's kind of just the whole searching party thing that happened in the beginning is kind of gone, and I was like so excited to have her be gone from this king and kind of have feeling like that little freedom of like searching for something. But that was like so short, and then they just went back to their own places. Like the Reaper went back to his own place, she went back to the king, obviously. I just had different ideas when I read the premise. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's not that I'm disliking it, because I mean, I'm flying through it, I'm eating it up. I don't want to stop. Every time I'm reading, I'm just like, oh, it's already that time. Like, I really need to go to bed. Like, but I kind of also just don't want to stop. And now I know that I have like another 120 pages to go. I'm just like, maybe I can finish it tonight. But I think that would also be unhealthy of me, and I just need to do it tomorrow. Anyway, so those are kind of my thoughts. I don't know where my brain is trying to get to. I should look up when the next book is coming out. I'll do that. I have finished Era of Illusion, and I am giving it 4.5. I thought it was such a good book, but I definitely didn't feel as connected, which is kind of interesting because the things that she feels in the book, like claustrophobia and you know, her breath is being taken away a lot of times, like similar to panic attacks, but I just didn't really felt that connected. I still gave it a 4.5. I was first thinking about 4, but then we got to the end, like the last 100 pages, and I was like, this is so good. Like, literally the only thing is that it just didn't give me that little tingling feeling of a 5-star, but apart from that, it's such a good book, and I cannot wait until the second one is coming out, and I have no idea when that will be, because the only thing I saw on her Instagram is that she's editing it, but there's no like date or anything. I'm really upset about it. Okay, it ended a little bit on a cliffhanger, a little bit of a plot twist, because I had a feeling about that thing. Obviously I can't say what it is, but I had a feeling, but that feeling, it was kind of correct but completely different too, if that makes any sense. That probably doesn't make any sense, but super good book, very fast paced. I've also already started in the second book that I wanted to read, which is Nettle and Bone. I think I stopped halfway a chapter because my monitor came in. I'm only 30 pages in. This one I can't really say much yet. One of her sisters died by a king's hands, or well, it was an accident, but she thinks it's by the king's hands. And then her other sister is also going to be brought by that king for, you know, alliances and stuff like that, political gain. Yeah. And she's just sure that the prince, the king, the prince, it was the heir, that they killed her sister, and she's really scared that the second sister, her last sister, that's also gonna happen to her. I was reading this and every time I was like, what am I, what like, this is such a different kind of book than I've ever read, to be honest. Like, this feels horror. This is just not gothic. This feels like a little horror. Nah, but anyway, I'm curious. I've only been at 30 pages in, so I have no real updates, except that this girl is trying to, I don't even know what she's trying to do. I think she's trying to save her sister, and she needs to do some things to get somebody to help her, and now she's doing two of those things. She did one where she had to make a cloak out of some thorns or something like that, and then her second task was make a dog out of bones, and then that dog came to life, like a soul that got back into the bones or something like that. I don't know. The dog was walking and barking and being alive. And there's obviously one other task, but I don't know about that one yet. And after that, I think that they're gonna go on this whole journey to save her sister. I have a feeling all of my batteries are dead, so let's make this quick. I am almost halfway in this book. I have been reading it on my Kobo, so my Kobo Plus, and it started off really weird, and I was really confused because she was already done with the first task that she had, and then she had to do the second task, and that's where she was busy with at the moment. And I was like, did I just miss the entire first quest? Like, isn't that why we like to read books, is because they have to do the impossible pretty much? I'm guessing that she talks in past tense, and I didn't realize that. I'm guessing, I have no idea, I didn't look it back, but we're now actually like in the story, like things are actually happening in the now, and she met up with a guy that she needed to help her with a quest of killing the prince, and now we also know why she wants to kill the prince, because he's a very, very bad person that hurt his pregnant wife and killed his first wife, which was her sister. So yeah, but we already knew that from the back, so I don't know, I don't feel like I'm very invested in this story. I don't think that I really like it. I'm reading it because I want to read. Like, I want to read something and I feel like I need to finish it. But I'm not intrigued on what's going on and what's gonna happen. I am only reading it because it's super short, and I'm like, not an hour I can do. I don't really feel like I'm invested or anything. I think it's kind of boring, if I'm honest. It's supposed to be a little bit creepy, horror kind of style, and I'm not scared. Yeah, there are some things that I'm like, okay, but I don't feel, I'm not in there with them, you know? I'm just reading. I'm just reading words on a page right now. That's never a good sign if that's how you feel when you're reading. Like, I want to be invested, I want to be in that world, I want to be a part of it. I'm not getting it. Yeah. I have just finished, well, not just, this morning I did finish Nettle and Bone. I took quite a few days. I was just uninterested, pretty much. I did not care about anything. It was a story, just a story. I had no feeling, no connection to any of the characters. It wasn't funny, it wasn't scary. I did not enjoy it. I gave it 2.5 stars, and I gave it 2.5 stars because I found that 2 was a bit mean. So I added a half star because I was like, I just couldn't care about anything of this book, and it took me ages to get through it. And it was so confusing at times because in the beginning you're kind of like in the middle of a quest already, and the other quest is apparently already done, and you're just like, did I miss something? Did I miss like 2 chapters in this book? Like, do I have a faulty book? Because it wasn't really like like it was telling us that we were going into a flashback, or if we're in the present right now, or you know, it didn't tell us anything. Like you kind of just had to figure it out yourself. Yeah, not great, not a great time. No, I did not enjoy that. And you know what the worst thing is? After you finish a book that you didn't actually enjoy, you kind of just want to take a break from reading. But obviously I can't really do that because then I don't have a video for the next, not for next week, but a week after. I'm afraid that Netto and Bone gave me a little reading slump. I've been trying all day to read this and I just haven't been able to. I have been listening to the audiobook, but even then I feel like I'm just, I don't know. The thing is, I've been putting this off for like quite a few months because I just think it could be such a good book, but only like, sometimes books are only good when you really are in the mood to read, because otherwise they kind of just seem flat. Right now I'm having that issue. And I'm so upset about it because, I mean, I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely like, it's very poetically reading. It's very lyrical, kind of, to be honest, which you have to be in a mood for to be, I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna take a little break from that. I saw this book that I was like, oh, that sounds so good. And it's To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. It's this one. It's a fast-paced dystopian romance. I do know that I like dystopian and I am in the mood for something fast-paced. And it kind of gave me, when I was reading the back, when I was reading them, I was like, oh, this kind of sounds like Prison Healer. And I enjoyed that one. But this one is about get in, get out, don't fall in love. Enter the brutal world of Endlock, a prison where the wealthy hunt the inmates for sports. In the city of Dividium, the law is simple. Commit a crime and your punishment is a life sentence in Endlock. Raventhorn is Dividium's most notorious bounty hunter, living on the edge of society. But when her younger brother, Jed, is sentenced to Endlock, Raven will do anything to save him, even if it means getting herself arrested. Now trapped in a prison where danger lurks around every corner, Raven must use all of her cunning and strength to protect Jed and herself if she is to complete her perilous mission. But there's one obstacle she never expected: the prison guard who stirs something deep inside her. The men she should hate, the men whose true motives seem impossible to pin down. In a world where trust is a weapon and love is a liability, Raven must decide if she will risk everything to tear down a vicious system. To Cage a Wild Bird is a dystopian romance perfect for readers of diversions, prison break, forced proximity, and a fast-paced plot that will keep you turning the pages. I've been thinking about this book for like 2 days, and that's just because I read this and I was like, yes, I need that, like right now. So I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna read the first few chapters, maybe. It's only, oh no, wait, it's already 11. I thought it was 10, but I gamed for a bit and I got a little bit sucked in by the Disney Dreamlight quests. Anyway, I'm not gonna feel guilty about this, that I'm changing to a Kobo book, because I do think that this could be such a wonderful book. I need to be in the mood for it, and I just don't think I am. I just wanted to tell you guys that I finished my third book, finally. To Cage a Wild Bird. This one. I have it on my Kobo, so I don't have the physical copy of it. I really like that one. It's not a 5-star, sadly, but I do have to say, It had everything that I needed, especially when Net and Bone got me a little bit in a reading slump. So it took me a little bit to actually get to reading, and I said in my April TBR, I think, video that April is a horrendous month. It's so busy all the time. A birthday that's normally at the end of March, but she's like the last day of March. So sometimes that falls in April, and this time it fell on the 3rd of April, which was a Saturday. And then on Sunday we had Easter breakfast, which turned into pretty much a whole Easter day. Well, actually it was just my brother and his girlfriend that stayed over until they left for a little bit. They came back for dinner and we ordered some food, but it was a bit of a long day because of that. And yesterday it was second Easter day, but for that we didn't have anyone over. Like, I just lived with my parents, so it was just the 3 of us, which was nice. And I could like relax from like Saturday and Sunday. That was just really busy. But I could also tell from my reading, because obviously Netto and Bone got me a little bit in a slump. I wasn't really excited to read something. Then I opened this one and I was like, well, no, it does sound good so far, but it's taking... I mean, it went really fast, to be honest. The book was very fast-paced and I really enjoyed that. But because I had such a busy weekend, I just couldn't like really focus on reading, and I wanted to read, but I just couldn't. I'll just say, it was a little bit difficult to read. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to it. But the moments that I did read was yesterday, Monday, and today. And my oh my, that book flew by, and I'm so upset because the second book is coming out in 2027. I'm gonna keep track of that, hopefully, because I really did enjoy this book, and it ended in such a painful way. And I can't really say anything about it, obviously, because that would be a massive spoiler, but let's just say I really did find a group of friends that I wanted to be a part of, and I feel like every single one of them played a very important part in that group of friends. And the way that the main character, the female main character, was very much like, her parents died at a very young age, and then she had to take care of her brother, which meant that the only job she really had or could get to gain money or credits, they use credits I believe, was becoming bounty hunter. And she did only take like the ones that really like were really bad. Like, she only followed and arrested the criminals that were hurting other people. So she did kind of do it in like a right way, but obviously it wasn't. And then her little brother got taken to Atlock, right? That's the name, right? Got arrested because he hit somebody, the son of a counselor, and it was kind of like, I don't know why actually. When you get to that prison, the higher people hunt the criminals in the prison. So the people that have a lot of credits can buy to hunt a criminal in like kind of like a Hunger Game vibe, and they obviously try to kill. And then if the prisoners get to a tree, they're safe. The blood tree. She knows what happens there. I mean, her parents died in that prison. She goes after her little brother. She talked with some rebels that she knows because of her parents, but she never had any interest because that's obviously a dangerous job and it doesn't provide for her and her brother to get some food. But she goes after him. She lets herself be arrested, and in that whole prison she just meets people, and she's like really close because like the only thing that she's really living for is for her brother. But there's also a guard that she really likes who she met before, the night before she got arrested. So yeah, and you can just tell like she's starting to open up and talk more, and her brother is helping her to open up more, and it's just it's a really good book. I really needed that that whole like hope. And it was horrible to read about the hunt because you do read quite a bit about the hunt, but even in that you kind of see the people kind of coming together And obviously because she's a bounty hunter and she put some people in that prison, some stuff happens in that prison that's I mean, these people are against her, these people hold a grudge. So there are quite some issues with that. So yeah, there's just like a lot of going on, and you can tell from the book that it's like it's super fast paced. There's always something going on. It's really easy to read. It went by really fast. I read it in like 5 hours, my Kobo said. So yeah, I don't know, it was just a really good one. I gave it 4 stars, so really good. Well, this was my mood reading video. I always feel a bit awkward after like I'm just like, yeah, well, that was it. I mean, we've read some. We started with a great one, Air Evolution, and then we had Nettle and Bone, which wasn't to my taste. Personally, I would still like to read maybe another one because they're all free on Kobo Plus. So I think I want to try to read another one of T. Kingfisher. Maybe this just wasn't my vibe. Maybe it was too... I don't know. I don't know what it was. And then we read To Cage a Wild Bird, which was 4 stars. So 2 4 stars and a 2 star. Yeah, I'm really sorry to the T. Kingfisher fans out there. I really feel like I just started off with the wrong one. I was actually going to film this video in 1 week, but it obviously didn't happen. No, it's been about 2-3 weeks. But it is what it is. Sometimes I read a little bit faster and sometimes I don't. Like I said, it was a very busy week. Anyway, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.